Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Snack, and we do have a scrimmage in the works for you right now. We're going to be beginning on Shakuris Plateau. It is going to be a best of 7 between clan mates in the phenomenal clan Art of War AoW. So go check those guys out. They've got a lot of really good things going, as well as the opportunity to rub shoulders with some phenomenal players who are extremely helpful, great trainers, Giraffe and ToXSiK being two of those. So go check those guys out. But it is going to be a best of 7 scrimmage here between Giraffe and ToXSiK. Now Giraffe, he makes a habit of mopping the floor with Zerg opponents, even if they are high-level masters, as ToXSiK is. But we'll see. I mean, ToXSiK seems to be in pretty good spirits today. Looks like he's going to be going into this best of 7 relay here, ready and poised to strike at Giraffe's prowess. He has had trouble in the past taking a lot of games off of Giraffe. It's been difficult. Giraffe really has got his number lately. So ToXSiK going to be taking another swing at that here. And here we go. We're going to be spawning here on the top side, it looks like, of Shakuris Plateau. First game, split fail, says Giraffe. Let's take a look. He's not in bad shape. He's going to be just fine. He's going to be spawning as his standard yellow Protoss here at the top right-hand side, and his opponent ToXSiK red Zerg at the top left. So close, relatively close air positions here. They cannot spawn. This is the MLG version, so they cannot spawn in close rush positions. And it looks as though Giraffe going to be gearing up for a Forge Fast Expand. Notice his pylon placement down here in his natural next to the ramp, so probably going to put his Forge perhaps in this location right here is my guess at this point. But in the meantime, ToXSiK sending out Shen, the Overlord. Lucky scouting intel for him here is going to arrive there right around the 3-minute mark. Right around the 3-minute mark, he'll be getting some decent information. But that is fine, and any information is good information. We'll see if ToXSiK is going to send out a drone scout to help in that fight there. But we do have another probe cruising down here to the low ground, it looks like, and probably going to see our Forge go up here for Giraffe right away. Indeed is going to be putting the Forge in this position. Looks like he's going to be using this as his choke, maybe? Yeah, that's not bad. That'd probably work just fine. And then wall it off around this way. I don't know. We'll see what he's got for a wall off here. I've never really seen that pylon positioning before. But he does have his Forge down in really solid time here. Going to be using a lot of chronos on his Nexus here. So watch for that. There goes another. And here comes the Scouting Overlord. Shen the Overlord making it there. 2.5 minutes in. Great job there, Shen. And here comes the Drone Scout. Going to cruise up here and see the Forge right away. Knows exactly what's going on. Probably going to come over here and potentially try and block the expand. You can see Giraffe saving up a lot of minerals here. Oh, and off he goes. Nope. Photon Cannon first. And gateways. Oh my goodness, we do have a tight wall off here. That's why he put that pylon in that position. So a tight wall off here with double gateways, keeping this drone stuck in the base too. Now that's interesting. And pylon there. It is going to be a tight wall in. We'll see. It looks like he's going to go for his expand here in just a moment. Did get supply blocked here for just a moment too. So mistakes. I pay no attention, says Giraffe. Yes, he did get supply blocked there. It is a mistake. Going to cost him a little bit of economy here for that. Down goes the Nexus, though, in pretty decent time. He got that down just before the 4-minute mark. Looking pretty solid. And let's take a look. ToXSiK is about to have his expansion complete here. So great timing there on that. But check the units tab here. That's where it's gonna come into play. Now, even though Giraffe has lost a little bit of probe production time because he got supply blocked, he is going to be in a pretty decent harvester count situation here. So he's looking pretty solid here. Looks like this drone's still cruising around the base, going to be gathering more intel. And Shen the Overlord doing his job as well. It looks like this expand here for Giraffe up and running here in just a moment. We do have a Zealot on the outside of this tight wall in here, so nice stuff on that. Supply blocked here yet again. This is really, really hurting Giraffe right now. But, I mean, it's nice for everybody out there to see, okay, that even high-level players sometimes get themselves in a sticky predicament where they're getting themselves supply blocked a couple times early in the game. Now notice how he's dealing with these. Not overreacting. He's just trying to get himself back on track as quickly as possible. And he should be in pretty decent shape here in just a little bit, though, from that. So not bad. Do have some more pylons there coming in. I'm going to really bump that supply count out. Maybe he did overreact a little. Got one too many there for just a second. Actually, that's not too bad. Actually, it's pretty close. So he's okay. But this second expand up and running as well. Shen going to be running into a photon cannon for a moment. Going to get out of there safely, though, so lucky him. We do have weapons level 1 on the way here. Interesting play for Giraffe, and no cybernetics core quite yet. And you can see he says, yeah, I screwed it up. So I assume that that's what he's talking about here, is that he does not have his cyber core. And it is definitely going to be costing him. ToXSiK now in great shape. He's got plenty of Zerglings out on the field. Going to be securing his third here and using these Zerglings for map control for just a moment. Going to cruise around and look for any proximity pylons. Checking this location here. Make sure he's not going to get forged, cannoned here at his expand. So not bad play at all for ToXSiK. It looks like weapons level 1 going to be coming down here in just a moment. Double gases here at the expand for Giraffe, looking pretty solid. I'm going to go ahead and saturate those. It looks like pretty well, but we just don't have a cyber core right now for Giraffe. Now this is really going to be costing him right now. It's choking down his tech capabilities. He can't tech to anything without that cyber core. Wow, where is it? There we go. Finally, a cyber core at 8 minutes into the game. Brutal stuff. It looks like Giraffe is going to be pushing a small attack here. He does have 8 zealots cruising out. Looks like he may even be able to deny this expand. So not bad there. But it looks as though ToXSiK going to be gearing up for some pretty hefty Zergling numbers. No upgrades on these guys quite yet, but he is going to be getting his lair tech out right now. So here comes the attack from the Zealots. Looks like he is going to be able to deny this expand. So not bad. This is definitely going to buy Giraffe the time that he needs to get his tech where it needs to be in this matchup. So good stuff there. I think that was a great play for making that many mistakes early on in the game. I think that was a good play. Now notice he is going to go for double Stargates here. Is going to be chrono boosting out his warp gate tech. Going to need that. That is for sure. Here come the Zealots. Probably not going to be able to make it through this wall in here. We do have double queens here, as well as a spine crawler and plenty of Zerglings. Looks like that is definitely going to be able to hold. And Giraffe, I think, wisely backing out here. And wow, Shen the Overlord still getting a lot of good intel. But good map control from ToXSiK right now, and he is definitely in a commanding position. Now, he did lose this expand, which is going to hurt him just a little bit, but he really wasn't expecting an attack from Giraffe that early in the game. Usually he's I think, has come to expect attacks right around the 10-minute mark, which is right about now. But since it came early, looks like ToXSiK going to be in great position drone count-wise. Look at this, 45. However, Giraffe, because of his chrono boost, is going to have 57 probes out, but still on 2 base, and that is going to end up costing him here. Look at this. He's going to take this forge out as soon as it's done with its armor level 1 upgrade. Down it goes, and now he's going to blast this forge out. Here comes the attack, though, from ToXSiK. It looks like he is going to be pushing out here with quite a few roaches. Well, it's actually not that many. 6 roaches here. Where are these Zerglings going, I wonder? So maybe not. Maybe he's just checking to see if his opponent is expanding. Notice he's going to be burrowing a little Zergling here to check that out. We do have this metabolic speed boost finally on the way. Another hatchery going down here for ToXSiK at this third. So good expansion timing there. And look at that. Giraffe does show his new Stargate tech here. Going to have 4 Phoenix cruising out across the map here. We do have a decent amount of roaches here. Probably going to eventually mount a ground assault here, I think, from ToXSiK. So we can come to expect that here in just a little bit, I think. Here's the roaches, and the Zealots going to be cruising out. And we've got our first engagement here. In the meantime, we do have some Phoenix harass going on in the main. We'll check out on that in just a second here. Here come the Phoenix. Oh my goodness, going to be lifting up quite a few roaches. Going to try and make these Zealots that much more effective here on the ground. and a couple roaches being lifted in the air, actually changing the dynamic of that battle pretty good. However, there are so many roaches right now and going to be burrowing towards his opponent's base. But here come the Phoenix. Looks like these guys are going to dip in here, and he does have this critical number, going to be able to snipe these queens very, very quickly. And backing out immediately. Interesting. I think he believes his opponent is going to be going for an attack. Now these zealots did come down here for a counterattack. Going to try and deny this third. Looks like they did stall the mining here, but a couple spine crawlers going down immediately here, and ToXSiK swooping in with these roaches to clean that out really, really quickly. There goes another forge. It looks like Giraffe going to be gearing up for an expand here. However, he has got to get some vision out on the field here to deal with these Zerglings. So nice play so far from ToXSiK, but look at this mass Phoenix. This is crazy, crazy play. Here comes the Roach Ling army cruising in here to deny this expand, and here comes the cavalry for Giraffe. Does have one immortal here, and quite a few Phoenix. Going to be lifting up quite a few roaches here, taking these suckers out pretty quickly. Nice play here from Giraffe. Good defense. ToXSiK definitely going to have to back out here, but is taken a decent amount of losses from that exchange. So nice play though from Giraffe. I love that defense, but ToXSiK's still not in bad shape. Check the units tab. Notice that he is still slightly behind in the harvester count, and that is going to mean something here fairly shortly. Wow, that's a lot of Phoenix. Not often you see that many Phoenix. Now notice though that Giraffe not being super active with them. Looks like he is going to send them back out again. I think this is exactly what he needs to do. Stay as active with these units as possible. These Phoenix can be so effective at keeping your Zerg opponents in their base, keeping their production low by sniping those very expensive queens. Look at this. He's got this critical number. He can just sit here and snipe harvesters all day long, doing exactly that, and this is really, really painful right now for ToXSiK. And notice now the supply counts for Giraffe spiking here. Do have a Spore Crawler looking to go down here in the mineral line of all of the expansions, I believe. Nope, not one here yet. ToXSiK probably could use a little bit more AA in his army. I think at this point is going to be getting a Baneling nest here. He does have his Hydralisk den out, and Hydra is exactly what he's going to need in his bases, I think, to deal with that many Phoenix. But that is, man, that is a lot of Phoenix. My goodness. 14 Phoenix. Beautiful. And Giraffe going to be mixing in quite a few Stalkers into this army as well. But here come the Hydras. Here come the Roaches. Nice unit composition right now from ToXSiK. And no upgrades, though. Now, this is going to be hurting him, I think, in the here pretty shortly, because look at this, +1/+1 right now for Giraffe, and as he gets greater numbers in his army, he's going to be a lot more effective at taking out his opponent's units. And here comes the engagement. Look at this, those Phoenix coming in so handy with that Graviton beam, taking so many units out of that fight so quickly and doing quite a bit of damage. I mean, a lot of the kills are coming from the Phoenix at this point, picking up more units here, chasing his opponent off, and now look at the supply counts. Very, very large disparity. Definitely going to be hurting ToXSiK. I think at this point he has got 3 bases, but I mean, it's the same deal here for Giraffe with quite a few more harvesters. Check that units tab now. 75 probes to 57 of ToXSiK, and that is just going to be brutal for ToXSiK, I think, here in the very, very near future, as Giraffe is approaching kind of this sweet death ball sized army. Even with this many Phoenix, he's going to be very, very difficult to deal with. Notice we are going to be getting out Extended Thermal Lance, which does mean we are going to have some Colossus on the field here very shortly. Super effective at taking out those Hydralisks. And here comes more harass from Giraffe. Going to be staying active with these Phoenix. I love it. Hydra's going down, and the Queen going to get sniped here. Probably going to take out some of these Overlords as well. Picking up the Hydras as they show up. Wow, a lot of damage being done here by Giraffe. And notice he's supply blocking ToXSiK, which is definitely not what he wants at this moment. So here comes more Colossus, though. Got another one on the way. And one Colossus already mixed in the army. But look at this army. It's starting to look pretty beefy. And these Phoenix just being extremely difficult for ToXSiK to deal with. He is going to be securing his 4th here, which I think he absolutely needs at this point, but Giraffe doing the same thing. He's got plenty of photon cannons up right now, for defense at this location, as well as his main army here that is very, very large. Out in the center of the map, ready to defend this location should he need to do so. And look at this, he never even took this gas. ToXSiK has had an extractor here the entire game just about. It's crazy. Put that down with the scouting drone. But these Phoenix still cruising around in pretty decent numbers. That's 11 still that he has on the field. Definitely serving him well. Excuse me. But Giraffe does need to transfer these probes. I think even long distance mining from this location would serve him better than leaving these guys sitting there in the main. Going to be going for a new tech pattern here as well, so it looks like we do have a Twilight Council about to go down, but Giraffe at this point does have a maxed out army. He's got 3 Colossus in this army, plenty of Stalkers. And here comes the main engagement right now. Graviton being used here to pick these units up as ToXSiK is retreating, trying to bolster his numbers here, I assume. Going to absolutely need it. Is going to be getting out more roaches here, but look at these Colossus. Going to be picking up quite a few kills, doing a lot of damage to this army of ToXSiK, and this is going to be very difficult to hold off. Giraffe still has an extremely large army, and there it is. That is game. ToXSiK going to be bailing, gearing up for game number 2. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt-tab. Always alt-Starcraft. We will see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack, and we do have some live action coming at you right now in this scrimmage, a clan Art of War scrimmage. Tons and tons of fun today. I'll tell you what, we have got Giraffe taking on ToXSiK, and you just don't get a much better matchup than this. And Giraffe actually making some early mistakes in that game, but coming back in a very big way with his Mass Phoenix. That is a very, very interesting play, so kind of fun to see. But ToXSiK, boy, I think he is ready for a win here. Let's see if he is going to be able to pull it off. We are going to be spawning here on Crevasse. Now, I do want to mention real quick about Art of War while we've got just a moment here. Clan Art of War, definitely go check these guys out. They've got a lot of really interesting things going. Aside from some phenomenal players such as ToXSiK and Giraffe, they do have Nidus, Amir. Everybody loves good old Amir. And several others, but wonderful, wonderful stuff they've got going on there. They're trying to do clan wars on a regular basis and really trying to get some neat things going, so go check them out. Now, for those of you who are looking to get some training, check out Giraffe's website. I'll be posting that link in the live stream chat. Oh, you know what? His website is actually down right now, but I will post it. It is, if I can find it here, AoWGiraffe.com. So let me go ahead and post that for you. Now the link may not work right now, but his website will be back up and running. It's just some problem with his host right now, so they will take care of that. He should have that website up and running. You can watch his stream there. You can watch some YouTube videos there, as well as get information on his training and some other things. He keeps a little bit of a news blog there. So good stuff. Go check out his website, AoWGiraffe.com, and hit him up for some training. Giraffe, a phenomenal teacher, has really got some nice things going with his training. And so if you need it, this is one of the best places, I mean, in the world you can go, where you don't have to pay like Idra prices, you know, to get it done, but still from such a high level of play that it's just worth it at this point. So go check out Giraffe. Now he does have an expand going down here fairly quickly, and notice that he's not going to forge fast expand here. He's just going to take a gateway fast expand. So kind of interesting play. Going to be working on his wall off here and about to gear up, I assume, for a zealot when he gets himself out of this supply block situation. Supply blocked here again for Giraffe early in the game, so something interesting about his early timings today. That's okay. ToXSiK does take a fast expand of his own. Notice there is a rich Vespene Geyser at this little natural in the main, but only 6 mineral patches at this expand, so you've got to be careful. You need to be planning around the income capabilities of this when you do take it, which is different than taking just a regular old expansion. So you've really got to keep in mind what differences those are for production. So I mean, not like you couldn't necessarily, actually you can't. You couldn't support high Templar production off of these two bases. It would be very, very difficult, and if you did, you'd have a lot of leftover minerals. So I mean, it's just things like that you want to keep in mind on maps like this where there's expansions that are slightly smaller or bigger than others. So good stuff. But notice that ToXSiK's not going to be taking another expansion here at the 5-minute mark. Is going to be going straight for his Roach Warren here. So potentially an attack from ToXSiK here, maybe shortly off 2 base. Not a bad play. We do have the Warp Gate tech going down here for Giraffe. And he is going to be pumping out some sentries. Sentries going to be super effective if there is an attack at this ramp early in this game with roaches. So good choice here, I think, from Giraffe. Notice that if these rocks do go down, he will be in a little bit of trouble. There'll be a slightly larger hole than normal, but it should give him just enough time to get out more sentries. And since he already has these two, they will be bassing, if you will, some extra energy so that they can cast those force fields later in the game. Good stuff. Got to love it. Now we do have, let's look at another gateway here for Giraffe, but Giraffe again supply blocked. My goodness, so I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with the supply blockage, but it's been a couple times so far this afternoon from Giraffe, so we want to see him dealing a little bit better on the supply block front. Notice that we do have ToXSiK cruising out across the map here with Lings. We do have Roaches. Taking that tower, wants to see if Giraffe does have any vision of this. We do have an Overlord here in a pretty decent spot for ToXSiK. Is going to be scouting this. And look at this, Giraffe saying, what the heck is going on here? My destructible debris is going down as we speak, and ToXSiK going to be trying to take that out and utilize this larger choke here. Oh, and good force fielding there. Going to deny this for just a moment, but these roaches, obviously, since they're ranged, should be able to deal with that here pretty good. But here comes the units for Giraffe. I just don't know if ToXSiK is going to be able to take this down in time and have a large enough army to deal with Giraffe's defenses here. Notice we are going to be getting out on Immortal here. We've got a couple more gateways on the way, so more than 3 gates. Definitely going to be helpful holding this off, but the rocks are down, and look at this! ToXSiK sneaking his Lynx into the base, going to go straight for these sentries. Definitely going to be helpful here. A lot of sentries going down, and only a couple left with just a couple force fields possible left in this game. A nice pylon placement here, though. It is going to help him wall this off just a little bit easier with those force fields. But here come more Lings streaming across the map, and we've got more Roaches about to join the fight here, and Giraffe going to be in a little bit of trouble, except he does have this Immortal out. But is it going to go down to Lings? Yes, it is, and ToXSiK really pushing this attack here now fully into his opponent's base. These Roaches in great position. Lings going to be doing some DPS here on the Zealots, trying to let the Roaches tank the damage here. But nice play so far from ToXSiK. Got more units cruising out across the map. ToXSiK definitely going to want to commit to this attack further and try and take this game down. Unpowering some buildings here, definitely going to be helpful. We do have some stalkers and a whole bunch of probes pulled off the mineral line. Giraffe trying desperately now to hold on here, but that is so many roaches. This Immortal definitely going to be helpful. Is he going to be able to pick up the kills? Notice he's already got 1 kill there. Oh, but attacking these Zerglings is not exactly what he wants to do. There he goes. He did attack another. And look at that nice Roachling all in. GG, says Giraffe. Wow, nice play there from ToXSiK. I'm liking that play quite a bit. And it may have been a little bit all-in-ish, but you know what? He did scout some slightly slower timings there from Giraffe, and partially because of that supply blockage, but a little bit slower than he needed to be on some of those timings, and I think ToXSiK took advantage of that, really capitalized. Beautiful game. Game number 3 is going to be on the way here in just a moment, so thank you guys for coming out, thank you guys for watching. Don't alt-tab, always alt-Starcraft. We will see you guys in game number 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack, and we do have Game 3 in this best-of-7 scrimmage. Coming at you right now, looks like it is going to be on Tal'Darim Altar, Giraffe versus ToXSiK. Both of these guys hailing from the wonderful clan AoW, stands for Art of War. So good stuff here. We've seen Game 1 and Game 2 between these guys go both directions here, so it is tied up 1-1. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And it's really, really nice to see ToXSiK taking a game off Giraffe, because you know what? Over the last couple weeks, he's had just a little bit of trouble doing so. And ToXSiK's such a wonderful player, so it's really nice to see him on top of his game tonight. And actually, Giraffe sort of, I'll be honest, I've seen him make a couple mistakes that just a little bit bothersome here early in the game. He's gotten supply blocked. I think I've counted 4 or 5 times now at this point between 2 games, and that's early in the game, and that's very, very costly time to be getting supply blocked. So hopefully he will have that under control this game. I'd like to see something epic. But my guess is we are going to see a Forge Fast expand here, because Giraffe, number one, he loves to Forge Fast expand on this map against Zerg. Don't blame him. What a phenomenal play. But he does have his pylon already in position here, and it looks as though ToXSiK has a Shen Overlord in his army already. This guy going to be cruising out in the correct direction. Not going to waste a year of our lives watching this guy. Oh my goodness, don't turn around. ToXSiK, what are you doing? There you go. You're headed in the right direction, buddy. Go for it. Go for it, Shen. And there he goes. He is going to cruise over to his opponent's base. We'll scout him in just a moment. Do have a spawning pool going down here for ToXSiK, so spawning pool first. Probably going to gear up for an expand. Notice that his second Overlord placement is perfect. You always want to put that right over your expansion spot so that you will have the vision that you need to know if your opponent is going to be trying to put some cannons around your expansion. That was always good play. And we do have the forge down here for Giraffe. It is complete. Pylon going down. Going to try and keep himself from getting supply blocked here. Might be tough. Looks like he is just barely going to complete in time. Yeah, he'll be just fine. So just barely not getting supply blocked. Good stuff though. Got to do it. Oh, and there goes a potential cannon. Not going to happen. Looks like it was canceled. Overlord placement coming in extremely handy. Looks like he is trying to be pesky here, but not going to go for it, I don't think. It looks like he is backing out. Not going to go for any cannon rushing around this nexus, or hatchery rather. And we do have some Zerglings cruising out across the field now for ToXSiK. Looks like he's going to be maintaining a little bit of map control. Probably not going to be able to bust into this base unless he tries to do a run by potentially, because we do have this photon cannon here. And Giraffe probably going to be gearing up to complete this wall off, or at least choke it down. Oh, and look at that. Getting it ready just in time. Now, is ToXSiK going to cruise in here with these Zerglings? Oh, it's kind of tense. It looks like he may be able to get in. Oh! And Giraffe going to block it off. Very, very good block there. Got to love that. Extremely fast hands from Giraffe. You've got to have those when those Zerglings come to knock at your front door. But clutch pylon there. Did cancel it in time, so he still is going to be able to utilize this small choke here without having to kill a building. Only lost 25 minerals there from the cancel. Nice stuff there. This Nexus is going down in pretty decent time. About to be up and running. Notice that ToXSiK does have his up and running, but no drone transfer quite yet, so probably we'll see that from him here eventually. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Queen, though, is complete here at the natural. So full board 2 base production for ToXSiK, about to be up and running. And let's take a look at what we have got for Giraffe. We do have the cybernetic score going down in pretty decent time. Still just the 1 gateway. Going to be pumping out Zealot number 1 to block this little choke. And gases starting to go down here for Giraffe. He does have 2 at the main so far, 1 at the natural. Probably going to see a 4th here in just a moment. Cybercore is complete and going straight for Warp Gate Tech. Beautiful. Chrono boosting out his economy still. So nice play here from Giraffe. And there goes the 4th gas. So let's take a look at what ToXSiK has got for us. Does have his spawning pool out. No metabolic speed boost quite yet. Does have a 2nd gas on the way and saturating his 1st here. So probably going to be going for... My guess is roaches here in just a moment. Maybe a roach warren. And there goes the metabolic speed boost. But nice looking play here so far from ToXSiK. Units tab going to show that he is actually kicking at Giraffe's heels here economically. Great drone count, which is difficult to do against a Forge Fast expanding Giraffe who is on top of his chronos and not getting supply blocked, which he has done very, very well this game. So good job there from ToXSiK. It's difficult to do that. It takes a lot of work. getting those queens out in just the right time, staying on top of those inject larvas. Good stuff. We do have a Twilight Council and a robotics facility going down here for Giraffe, so nice double tech patterns here off 2 base. We'll see what he's going to do here. Oh, and look at this. Forge number 2 going down, as well as some more pylons here in the back. Interesting build here, like I guess SimCity pattern, if you will, from Giraffe. I'm liking it, though. Do have the Twilight Council down. We'll see if we're going to go for any interesting tech here off of... Oh, yes. We are going to see a DT Shrine. Now, let's take a look at ToXSiK Space. This is 8 minutes into the game. 8-9 minutes is about the time when a lot of Zerg players just go ahead and toss down a Spore Crawler in their mineral lines, which is just, I mean, it's good play a lot of the time. I mean, after this point, you can expect just about anything from your Protoss opponents. So being prepared is always a good thing. We'll see if he's going to do that, but nothing quite yet. There is one Spore Crawler here at his main, so not a bad position there. He isn't going to put it in, not going to put it in his mineral lines though, just going to block here. So probably is expecting potential DT play. Oh, he scouted it. Look at that. That's why. Nice scouting there from ToXSiK. Great work. You got to love that. Love that reactionary play, making sure that that is going to be less effective. Zealots rushing into his opponent's base going to be less than effective. However, Giraffe can still utilize those in his army. I mean, DTs are a wonderful unit to mix into your armies, I think. And you can use them to go ahead and get a couple Archons out as well. While it is just a little bit more costly, some think it's a little bit more costly. It's less costly on the gas side, but more costly on the mineral side than using high temps. You can definitely use those DTs to get out some Archons. And an Archon Zealot push can be extremely devastating to a mid-game Zerg. But we do have, it looks like, some Mutalisks gathering up here. Going to help work on these rocks here for just a moment, and it looks like ToXSiK gearing up for his third, as well as gearing up for some harassment with Mutalisks. And here they go, cruising out across the map. We'll follow these guys here for just a moment. Actually, you know what? Let's go check and see what we've got here for static defense. Almost a nothing, ladies and gentlemen. So Giraffe going to have to scramble here to get up some D, and here comes the attack. Going to take out quite a few probes here. Going to hurt Giraffe's economy. I'm liking that quite a bit. Oh, is he going to get the snipe on the Warp Prism here? Yes, he is. And getting out of there. Looks like he may lose one. Nope, didn't lose one quite yet. A little bit of... Oh, and one does go down. So one Mutalisk down. But taking out all of those sentries and now working very, very diligently on brutalizing the economy here for Giraffe. We do have, though, quite a few Stalkers just barely warping in the clutch there for Giraffe. Definitely going to be good for holding that off. And notice that Giraffe is going to be gearing up for his third here as well. But look at this. ToXSiK cruising right back in here, taking out more probes. I'm loving this aggressive play from ToXSiK. I think this is really going to serve him well, but he has got to be careful that he does not overcommit to these Mutalisks, I think. And Giraffe seems to be very, very good at defending that. He got an Archon stuck. Where does Archon go? Oh, yeah, he's stuck in the base now. They're going to have to kill a building to get that guy out. But coming back in here, trying to take out some pylons. Not going to happen, though, but Giraffe has got enough AA kind of sprinkled around his base now to be able to hold those off. But all in all, I think a wonderful, wonderful harassment there from ToXSiK. Definitely going to be serving him well. Notice that he did put himself ahead in the Harvester count off of that harassment, which is great. So for the first time, I think, in all 3 games, we do have an economic lead, however slight here. I mean, it's an economic... Actually, he's just beefed it up. He's been droning up pretty hard behind that. So however slight it may be, it is definitely useful. Oh, and coming in here at just the right time. Going to be able to snipe quite a few buildings here. It looks like this photon cannon about to complete. That one going to go down. No cancel there. And no cancel there. Oh, that one did get canceled. So good cancel there for Giraffe. But a lot of damage being done here by ToXSiK. And here comes the Stalkers. Oh, but going to be slightly out of position. And right up here into the main. Going to do some more economic damage. It looks like Giraffe going to be in a little bit of trouble here economically. Look at that unit count just diving right now. And it looks like Giraffe saying it is time to go. Make this happen. And ToXSiK got to be feeling pretty good here, but here comes the main attack. Now, this is a substantial army here. We do have an Archon in the mix. Good number of Stalkers here, and an Immortal. So ToXSiK going to have to hurry up here, it looks like, to defend this. Here comes the Mutas to come in, but Mutas, they're going to be a little less effective here against the Stalkers, but I think at this point he has to use these. All he really has to do, I think, to win this game is hold on. And these Stalkers making that very difficult. All of those Mutalisks going down. And this army now marching into ToXSiK's base, but notice that he's been massing up his roaches here in the back. Going to try and pull these suckers off, pulling all of his drones. Going to get these guys all in the mix here and try and hold this off, but Giraffe got a pretty strong army here. +2/+2 on these units is extremely brutal to deal with, especially when you've got no upgrades and your name is ToXSiK, and ToXSiK looks like he is going to be able to hold on here, which is quite a win for him. What a battle to take down in this matchup. It looks like ToXSiK may be able to take down this game, I think, off of that. Now, that did buy Giraffe some time. He is going to be able to re-macro up these two bases, but he is going to be stuck on these two bases here, I think, for just a little while. And then look at this. He's sitting here chatting about his Archons that are stuck. They have got no way out. Looks like he can't even get out from behind the mineral line there. That is sad. Poor old guy. Quite stuck. ToXSiK cruising up here for just a moment, but backing out. Now, this is really interesting play. I'd like to... Oh, look at that. I say that, and look what we do. See now on the production tab, but missile attacks, level 1. Going to be getting out some upgrades. +1/+1 is definitely going to be helping him here, but massing units is not a bad idea, I think, at this point. Nice unit composition here for Giraffe. He's got a pretty decent amount of force fields, I think, at the ready here. Does one Archon in that army is really, really substantial when it comes down to it at this... juncture for Giraffe. Trying to secure his third here is a smart idea. He's got to get back into this game economically, I think, to take it down. But right now, ToXSiK ought to be considering going for a very, very large push. Either that or securing 1 or 2 more bases. Notice we do have a Hydralisk Den about to go down on the field. And it is completing, as well as tunneling claws. So we are going to see some burrowed roaches potentially. Now that'll be fun. Press 1 if you like burrowed roaches, tunneling roaches. Those are one of my favorite units. There goes another expand here for ToXSiK. I'm liking that quite a bit. Definitely got to do it. Here comes some DTs. Do we have some detection here? Look at that. A spore crawler and a spine crawler going down here for good measure, it looks like, but going to be just a little bit late. A lot of damage going to be done by these DTs. Oh, good cancel there. Here come the roaches to clean that up. And DT's going down. Nice try there from Giraffe, but great defense from ToXSiK, getting that spore crawler up just in time. Definitely serving him well. Now Giraffe has switched to his 3-base play here, and somehow has got quite a few harvesters, a lot of probes out on the field right now. Back up to 48, so been working very, very hard, probably utilizing a lot of chrono. But look at this Nexus sitting here with full energy. Ouch! Got to get, oh, both of them. My goodness, got to be utilizing those chronos where possible. I'm sure he's probably doesn't have the strongest economy to do it with, but got to give it a shot. Those chronos super, super effective through your mid and late games, man. You've got to be using those. And his 3rd base going to be gathering up quite a bit of energy as well, but still pumping out drones. There we go. There's some chronos going down. There's some chronos. That's what we want to see. Good chronoing. But here comes a nice-looking army from ToXSiK. Those Hydralisks in the back with +1/+1. Going to be great damage here. 13 damage at 0.83 speed. That is super fast. Gotta love that. And looks like he's going to be going straight for the back door. Going to deny this third is beautiful play from ToXSiK. I'm loving it. He does have a maxed out army right now. Notice the creep spread. He is going to be able to get, you know, some reinforcements over to this position here fairly quickly. It looks like Giraffe going to be going for a flank here on this army. That is a nice play. It is going to put all these Hydralisks at risk very, very quickly. Oh, and great split there. Tunneling Claws coming into play, tunneling these roaches towards his opponent's army. Going to try and take this down, but more force fields going down, keeping these guys blocked. A lot of these guys not able to attack at this point, but Giraffe still losing quite a few units. These roaches super, super effective right now, taking out these Archons very quickly. Here come the DTs to try and clean up, and good. Oh, tunneling being used, but too many observers here. All you need is one, and it looks like ToXSiK going to have to back out. Nice defense there from Giraffe. However, I think the damage was done there for ToXSiK. Beautiful play. Did deny this expand very, very quickly, and that is going to hurt his opponent. I mean, look at this. This main is so close to being mined out. We could hardly even call this a mining base. His natural not too far behind, ladies and gentlemen. So ToXSiK bleeding his opponent to death right now. I'm loving it, though. Giraffe got to figure out something here with his army. Now, I love this DT play. I think this is definitely what he's got to do. And look at this. Trying to take a fourth base is probably a wise move as well, because these two bases are about to be completely mined out, so he's got to transition to two new bases here. So great play, but ToXSiK here with another maxed out army, all roaches at this point, +2/+2 on these suckers, as well as plenty of overseers in tow. Going to make sure he does not have to deal with those. Dark Templar is wonderful play, and Giraffe going to be in a lot of trouble here. Is ToXSiK going to be able to take down this game? Yes, he is. There's the GG. There's the well played from Giraffe. Beautiful, beautiful play. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for coming out. Don't alt-tab. Always alt-Starcraft. Go check out Art of War, Clan Art of War. And check out Giraffe's website. The link is there in the live stream chat, AoWGiraffe.com. And if you need some training, Giraffe does offer training services by the hour. Beautiful stuff there, so go check him out. Thank you guys for coming out again. We'll see you guys in game number 4. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack, and we do have live action coming at you right now. It looks like Antigua Shipyard. I actually quite like this map. This is one of those newer maps from Blizzard, one of their most recent map pool updates for the 1v1 ladder. Nice map. I think it's fairly balanced. It's relatively small. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of space here, but you notice that they really utilized this entire map. They keep all these mineral lines nice and close to the edges of the map, except for obviously these golds here in the center, but it's really well set up map. I like the location of this ramp. It's kind of pointing you back towards the corner, and then they kind of loop around here to a bigger ramp, and so you can forge fast expand on this map, and it looks like Giraffe may be gearing up for exactly that. But really, when it comes down to it, I think a very balanced map, and just it introduces a wide opening, if you will, of different types of gameplay. So tons and tons of fun stuff that can be done on this map. Now, real quick, Art of War. So you guys definitely need to be going and checking out Clan Art of War. These guys have a lot of great things going. We just got done with a clan war between Art of War and NMX, Clan Nightmare, last week, and that was tons and tons of fun. Very, very close stuff. So, if you guys are looking for a clan, somebody who's, oh my goodness, ToXSiK. Oh, ToXSiK. ToXSiK, we love you. You have got, looks like one drone there, right? But yeah, so real quick before we get too much further into this game, we do have Giraffe spawning up here at the top left and ToXSiK spawning in the bottom right. It is red versus yellow, and here comes a slight drone deal here. We got one drone, two drones, it looks like, right? And Giraffe says, lol, nice drone. Wow, is ToXSiK going to be able to make this stick? I don't know. That is a lot of probes, but here is the epic battle, ladies and gentlemen. Game 4 here. It is 2-1 in favor of ToXSiK, and it looks as though he wants to even the score here as quickly as possible. And there it is. There is the GG from ToXSiK. It looks like Giraffe able to hold it off. Beautiful play. What can we say? But thanks for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be going into game number 5 here in just a moment. That was really kind of an interesting play. I'm not sure if he really expected that to stick, but it is tied up 2-2. We'll see you guys in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Neck, and we do have some live action coming at you right now. It is an Art of War, Clan Art of War scrimmage between Giraffe and ToXSiK. Both of these guys phenomenal players, and ToXSiK actually doing a great job today. I'm really, really liking His play today, he seems to have great control up until that last game. The last game was a little strange. He did go for a 12 drone rush, and that was, I don't know, just seems like a less than effective strategy to me. But I mean, I guess it works for some people, but you've really got to catch your opponent off guard, I think, to make it work. But we do have a Metalopolis here for game number 5. Now it's tied up 2-2 for these guys. ToXSiK is going to be spawning down here on the bottom center as our red Zerg, and Giraffe spawning as our yellow Protoss in the top center. And real quick though about Giraffe, if you are looking for lessons from a player who really has a phenomenal amount of skill, Giraffe does offer lessons, so go check him out. He does have a website. It currently is down actually right now, but the link is AoWGiraffe.com, so go check him out. He does offer services there, as well as has some nice videos for you guys to watch. And my live stream actually is on his website, so you can check the live stream out there actually when you want. So it's a nice little website that he's got set up. He's got his kind of personal news, some things about Clan Art of War, and really got a neat thing going there. So go support what he's trying to accomplish there. Really phenomenal player, and just adding a lot of value to esports in general. So high five to Giraffe. Now let's take a look at what we've got here. We do have a Bob the Overlord here. This guy headed in the incorrect direction. Looks like he is going to reroute here and head in the correct direction. We'll eventually find Giraffe. However, that will be around 4 minutes into this game, and we just, well, actually more than that, 4.5, 5 minutes almost. Yikes. But in the meantime, ToXSiK is going to be securing an expand. Now notice that we do have a Forge Fast expand, which is a little bit more difficult on Metalopolis. Notice how he's doing that, going to wall this off between this part of the ramp here and the Nexus. Looks like he's going to create a small choke there and put the photon cannon here. So actually kind of interesting placement. I like that quite a bit, but he will have to choke this down, or install a zealot here, if you will, to make that happen. Now notice that Giraffe did get supply blocked again, so interesting things that have been happening on Giraffe today. Looks like he's got his mind just a little bit elsewhere early in this game. Trying to figure out what to do. But getting supply blocked, obviously not on his list of things to do, so it is just a slight accident there, but going to be chrono boosting out his probes. He should be just fine. It wasn't that long of a supply block. I'm going to be walling off behind the back side of his mineral line here. I'm liking that quite a bit. It's exactly what you got to be doing. But nice looking wall off here. And there's his little choke. So great stuff there. So double photon cannons. I like the placement too. It's cool because not only do these secure your wall off, but they also are going to prevent, tons and tons of damage in case ToXSiK does go for some Mutalisk harass here at this particular location. So great placement. It really protects this mineral line as well as completing a wall off. So good stuff there. I'm liking that build quite a bit. Now we do have double gas going down here in the main for Giraffe. I'm probably going to see 2 more here in just a moment as well. Ooh, Cybercore going down very quickly for Giraffe. Uh-oh. I hope that guy's not going to pop up in that small spot there between buildings. See that little spot? There's a little spot in there, and this, he may actually pop, that zealot may pop out right in the middle. Ugh, that would be no fun. Hopefully not. Oh, look at that. He fixed it. Smart guy. Always got to do that. Great play. Now we do have ToXSiK happily mining away his natural. Let's check the units tab and see where we're at. Notice that ToXSiK just barely kicking at his opponent's heels there. Wow, taking an economic lead as well. Drone count like crazy there. That's what we definitely want to see here from ToXSiK right now. Doing a great job staying on top of that economy and securing a third. I'm loving this play right now from ToXSiK. He's very aggressive here on his economy, while his opponent securing this Forge Fast expand. So now Giraffe not far behind. So units tab shows that he is now taking the lead, 37. Probes and double gas, 2 more gas going down. Wow, look at that lead. It goes so fast with those chrono boosts. It does have a little extra energy here, but going to be getting out his warp gate tech. Does have some pylons here, probably going to be putting down a lot of warp gates, or gateways first, but they go down as gateways and then they turn into warp gates. You guys know what I'm talking about. But look at this. We do have blink on the way, so probably going to see some kind of blink attack here. A little bit of harassment potentially. Nice play. I would love to see that here from Giraffe, as well as warp gate attack going to be complete in just a moment. But still only this one unit. ToXSiK does have 6 Zerglings sitting over here, ready and waiting to see anybody cruising out across the map. Good positioning. He will just about notice anything going down for his opponent. But does see the timings, does know that his opponent not taking a second base quite yet. However, look at this. Looks like Giraffe may be doing so here in just a moment. Or maybe not. Where's he headed? Looks like he's headed somewhere else right now. Maybe going to put down a pylon in this position. Yep, there it is. Good positioning here for a pylon. He'll be able to reinforce right down this avenue here. What would this be called? Metalopolis Avenue? Who knows? But regardless, I like that positioning there, as well as putting one here, 2 of them here at the back of his base, so he can really reinforce his army in the center of the map that much easier. I love doing that. Now, oh wow, does ToXSiK see that though? Whoops, wrong view. Nope, can't quite see it. Very close, but not quite. Good stuff. Now we do have some stalkers out. Blink is complete. Looks like these guys are going to be cruising out across the map here in just a moment. Here comes an overseer. Going to get some scouting intel. But not before. Maybe Giraffe going to... Oh, there goes some more warp ins. Does have a lot of blink stalkers here now. Probably going to try and blink his way up into the main of his opponent potentially. Oh, and scouted here. It looks like ToXSiK has caught wind of these blink stalkers. Is going to be gearing up for some defense. Up we go, and blink utilized there to get these guys up onto the high ground, and now going to be cruising around, kiting like crazy here, trying to do some damage. Is going to be blinking quite a few of these down to the low ground to escape here. And does escape. Oh, but ToXSiK could be getting a lot of shots off. There we go. Going to get the snipe on one of those stalkers there. Great play. That's what we definitely want to see. ToXSiK taking advantage of every single small thing that he possibly can. And that is definitely one of them. Notice he is going to be getting down missile attack level 2. So he is actually in great shape here with his tech pattern. Those upgrades going to be super effective here on the roaches. No carapace upgrades quite yet for these guys yet, but +2 is going to be pretty strong. Of course, it is a little ways off, but oh, going to get the snipe on that pylon maybe? Not before there are warp-ins, and here comes the blink stalkers. Blinking back there, now blinking forward to snipe an extra roach. We do have some sentries now in the mix, going to be super useful, that is for sure. Is Giraffe going to press this attack? You know what though, he's using this more as a diversionary tactic. Notice that he does have his 3rd up and running in a very big way. Units tab shows though that ToXSiK not too far behind economically in that harvester count, so he's doing a great job himself. But no new upgrades right now for Giraffe. However, he is going to be going for his robotics. Gonna love that play. Probably going to see, I would guess at this point, some, what can we say? Well, I guess Colossus. Who knows, though? I mean, with Giraffe, it could be anything. He could just be using it to gain sight of the high ground here, but he is getting double, so my guess is Colossus. Maybe mix some Immortals in here and there, but here comes a little bit of engagement. Oh, these poor sentries getting left behind and taken out immediately there. Notice all the Hydras here, so probably Giraffe going to have to go for some Colossus here to deal with this unit composition of ToXSiK. Nice unit composition. Did finally take out that pylon there. ToXSiK doing a great job cleaning up the map right now, maintaining some good map control. Is going to mount an attack, it looks like, on this 3rd of Giraffe, gearing up for a big attack. Notice that his opponent is supply blocked right now, and ToXSiK does have a very, very large Roach, Hydra, Ling army of all things. Getting these guys up to the high ground, and here comes the attack. Oh, good split there. Nice force field is going to be very, very effective, keeping these guys, some of these guys not getting any attacking done. A little bit of stutter stepping forward there from ToXSiK. Great stuff. A lot of Hydras here in the mix, whittling down this army very quickly. But it looks like Giraffe's defense may hold here. A couple Roaches, though, getting in on the flank, splitting up the direction of the attacks here from Giraffe, and taking it down. Now a lot of Hydra still in the mix. Here comes more Blink Stalkers to try and clean it up, but it looks like the Robotics Bay is going to go down. That tech, very, very costly to lose at this point for Giraffe. He absolutely needs it to deal with these Hydras, I think, and using these Blink Stalkers as effectively as possible, but ToXSiK does not care, not going to chase if he does not have to. Here comes 2 Colossus. He did get 2 Colossus out. That's great. Those Colossus are going to be able to clean this up, it looks like. Nice play here from Giraffe. Is going to be buying himself some more time. Oh, here comes more Roaches. I didn't see those guys coming. Are they going to be able to take out these Colossus? Splitting the army here up to the high ground. Oh, down goes the Colossus. These guys need to go straight for this Nexus, I think, and there they go. Gonna take down the Nexus. Some good kiting here. ToXSiK gonna try and take out a couple more Stalkers, but blinking back here. Giraffe doing a great job with his Blink Micro. All of these Roaches, though, in the red just about. My goodness. Nice play here from ToXSiK and Giraffe. Both a lot of back and forth. My goodness. But it looks as though that is way too many Stalkers now to deal with, and so Giraffe going to be in a great holding pattern here. ToXSiK going to try and escape here. Is he going to get out? Oh, 2 of those Roaches going down due to that mobility from the Blink. Giraffe doing a phenomenal job holding off this attack. We do have some Corruptors now on the field. Probably going to be going for some Broodlords. However, does he have his Greater Spire? No, he does not have the Greater Spire yet. So Corruptors to take out Colossus that he cannot build right now, but these Roaches definitely going to have to back out here. Now ToXSiK, I think, overcommitting there just a little bit, and is going to cost him, I think, a little bit of units. Look at the units lost tab. However, Giraffe is severely behind, and I do like that behind that attack, ToXSiK did secure his 4th base. Nice play. I'm really pleased with what we're seeing from ToXSiK today. He's really got his game in phenomenal shape these days, so good stuff to see. In the meantime, it looks like Giraffe is going to be rebuilding some tech. Going straight for some Templar archives, it looks like. No new Robotics Bay, though, so we are going to be sticking with Immortals out of these robotics facilities. And let's check our upgrades here. We do have 0 upgrades, and here comes another attack. Roach is getting in here. Got to take out these Immortals as quickly as possible. A lot of these Zealots, though, tanking the damage here. Really effective there for Giraffe, but the +2 upgrade on these Roaches really coming into play, and these Stalkers having a lot of trouble dealing with it right now. Corruptors using the corruption ability on those Stalkers really useful. So not often you get to see that, but great gameplay, I think, from ToXSiK at this point. And these Roaches, my goodness, doing so much damage. Are they going to try and focus down these Immortals? Super costly unit there, and definitely Giraffe needs those in his army. And here comes reinforcements. Looks like, though, ToXSiK going to turn these guys around, getting out a couple Corruptors here safely. But nice attack yet again from ToXSiK. So let's check units lost. Still definitely favoring ToXSiK. His opponent, Giraffe, stuck on 3 base right now, having trouble getting himself off of it. He's probably going to have to expand here. Look at this main about to be mined out. Natural not too far behind. Great play right now from ToXSiK. I'm really liking that. And is he going to... Oh, look at this. Carapace level 1 now on the way. Good upgrades right now from ToXSiK. Really saving him. Saving his skin, I think, in a lot of these exchanges. That upgrade just so powerful on those Roaches. Here comes a big attack, though, from Giraffe. He is really pulling all the stops right now, producing units at full bore. It is scouted here. It looks as though ToXSiK going to back out here with his army. Instead of going for a base trade scenario, going to back out here and try and defend this. Look at all these units now converging here for the fight. And here comes the defense. Is ToXSiK going to be able to clean this up? Wow, those Roaches cruising in here with +2/+1 and absolutely obliterating Giraffe's army, and now cruising out across the map. It looks like counterattacks are the order of the day for ToXSiK. He has just been so aggressive this game, and his gameplay phenomenal. got to hand it to this guy. He is doing a great job against one of the best Protoss players I know, and just taking it down. Looks as though we may see Game 5 here go to ToXSiK. This attack going to be very, very difficult for Giraffe to deal with. And look at this. I like that ToXSiK playing it safe here. Going to try and take out his opponent's economy. Did get the cancel there for Giraffe, though, so good cancel on Giraffe's part. Going to save himself some of those minerals. But here comes the attack. Look at this. ToXSiK saying, great. I'll go straight for this army. Stutter stepping these roaches forward here and taking out these immortals very, very quickly. We do have stalkers trying to get us around here, and Blink being utilized as much as possible here for Giraffe, trying to do as much damage as he can. But look at how many roaches are surviving this. Beautiful, beautiful play, and 10 more roaches about to cruise out across the field here. ToXSiK with a maxed out army again. 2x the size, and there's the GG. Well played from Giraffe. Beautiful game for ToXSiK, taking down the win. It is now 3-2 in favor of ToXSiK. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt-tab. Always out Starcraft. We will see you guys next time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack, and we do have live action coming at you right now on GSL's dual site, one of my favorite maps, that is for sure. It is a scrimmage here, Art of War scrimmage between Giraffe and ToXSiK, and my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, you've got to give it up for ToXSiK right now, who has historically had quite a bit of trouble taking games off of Giraffe and has really beefed up his play lately against Giraffe. I am absolutely loving it. And taken 3 games now off of Giraffe. It is 3-2 in this best of seven scrimmage. So congrats to ToXSiK so far. Going to try and take it down. It is match point for him at this point. If he takes down this game, that is it. He will have taken a best of 7 off Giraffe, and that will probably make him feel super happy. But Giraffe, let's take a look at our map here. I love this map. Now Giraffe is spawning over here on the left side as our yellow Protoss. ToXSiK spawning as our red Zerg over here on the right side, the evil side, right? Yeah, it's not really that evil. It's just volcanic. What can we say? But there is the salutations to each other. Gamers giving each other a high five before they are about to do bloody battle. Got to love it. Now, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to mention this every single game. Giraffe does offer phenomenal training services. From a player of this level of play, I mean, you cannot ask for better prices. A lot of the times you can get his prices on sale for fairly cheap. So go check him out. He does train in all the races, and I can tell you right now, it's very difficult to find players with such a great attitude who work really, really, really hard to make things happen in their gameplay and on the training side of things at the same time. And so Giraffe, definitely one of those guys. Take full advantage, ladies and gentlemen, while this guy is still, charging under $400 an hour. I mean, one day he is going to be like an Idra who can just charge out the wazoo and people will pay it, and then that will just ruin it for me and other people that don't have tons of money. But take advantage while you can. His link is AoWGiraffe.com. for his website. He does have my live stream embedded there, several YouTube videos embedded there that you can sit and watch. He's got a nice little thing going, so support him and what he's trying to do for esports. Now, real quick, let's get into this game. ToXSiK is going to be tossing down a fairly fast expand here. Did get his spawning pool first, however, and no forge fast expand here from Giraffe. It is difficult to do on this map. You've got to really wall it off, kind of a long wall off here. And it can be difficult. I mean, it's not impossible, that's for sure, but this side of your base is right at the trajectory of attacking units, so it can be kind of difficult to wall off. And so it is going to be a standard opener here. Notice that he did get out his Warp Gate tech as soon as that Cyber Core completed. I'm going to be chrono boosting out a Stalker first, so we may see a 1 Stalker push here, which is not bad play. That's more of a verse Terran thing, but that's okay. Stalker is out, going to deal with this scouting drone here right away. But a good looking economy here for Giraffe right now. Going to be getting out sentry second, double gas already. So probably going to see quite a few sentries here. And notice that we do have a pylon on the low ground here for Giraffe. So he is going to be gearing up for an expand here in just a moment. Notice he does have almost 400 minerals. Looks like he's going to go for it right now, right before the 5-minute mark. So great timing there. Wonderful timing. Is going to have his expand up in a great early time. So he will have a rockin' economy. ToXSiK, however, does have his already up and running. We do have speed out on the field right now for the Zerglings about to be complete. And queen number 2 cruising down to the natural here for ToXSiK. And another queen about to pop. So double queens down here at the natural for a minute. Notice that he did spread creep between the bases. Pro tip for everybody out there who plays Zerg, spread creep between your bases. It's so important. Looks like this Stalker did cruise out across the map, but ToXSiK going to chase it off with Zerglings. Oh my goodness, is going to get a sentry kill as well. And look at this. This sentry gonna barely block it there. Great placement. Is gonna get a couple of these guys, well, one of them killed. A couple of them do get out of the base though and are gonna start picking away at the Nexus. Nice play, nice aggressive nature here from ToXSiK we've seen these days. Got to love it. Is gonna get chased off here, however, by these sentries. So great stuff there from ToXSiK. And notice what we do see streaming across the map right now. Giraffe is going to transfer probes out here. And we do have speedlings massing up right now here for ToXSiK. Is he going to be able to get in here and do the damage that he wants? Looks like these guys are about to go. Ladies and gentlemen, here at around the 7-minute mark, we are going to have a very large attack from ToXSiK. But there are plenty of sentries here. Probably going to be able to force field this ramp. Oh my goodness. No, he's not. Going straight for the sentries, and all the sentries going down. Those force fields just a little bit too late to save the sentries, and now we do have a lot of speedlings on the map. The force field's not going to be protecting this base anymore, but it looks like ToXSiK has the right idea. May as well not try and get up into the main right now. He is going to go ahead and deny this expand first and now make his way up the ramp. He does have plenty of Zerglings still. Good force fields being used here. These Zealots going to go to town here on these Zerglings, so a lot of Zerglings are going to go down, but the damage again has been done. This is what I like about ToXSiK's play lately. He's making great decisions. He has to poke up that ramp. I mean, you have to. But the nice thing that he's done is keep Giraffe from getting comfortable with a strong economy. And that really, really makes the difference here. No, and he's forcing Giraffe to have to get out an inordinate amount of defending units here to make this second base happen. And here he goes. Going to have to gear up to take a second base here in just a minute. Oh, my goodness. Zerglings did scout that probe. Tried to run by and do probably a sneaky type expand. That probe not going to happen. It looks as though Giraffe going to have to expand right here this time. No sneaky expansions here. ToXSiK has caught wind of that potential there. So great play from ToXSiK. Great scouting. That map control coming in so absolutely clutch. Got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. That scouting so important. And it looks like Giraffe going to be cruising this way. I'm not entirely sure why. But here, oh, that's why he's going to try and catch these Zerglings. But look at this. A flank of Zerglings here. Good force fields here. Trying to keep these guys pinned down together. Safe from the Zerglings. But these force fields about to go. These guys are going to be out of energy. And all these sentries are going to go down. ToXSiK cleaning that up with absolutely great style. No upgrades quite yet, but we do have missile attacks level 1, so we are seeing a transition here from ToXSiK. Going to be going for what I assume is roaches at this point. We do have a little bit of a counterattack here from Giraffe, trying to make something happen. A lot of spine crawlers and spore crawler even going up here for ToXSiK. Probably is going to be able to hold this off, but he needs to get out some more units to deal with these Zealots. A lot of Zealots here. Going to go straight for the mineral line here. Drones being pulled. Got to get these guys to safety. Do have a roach on the field here. Nice counter attack right now from Giraffe, actually being fairly effective. Oh my goodness, and look at this. ToXSiK saying, you know what, let's go ahead and commit the drones. We've got our opponent stuck on one base. I can afford to lose a couple of them here. Does commit a couple of them, but looks like he got out just enough forces to go ahead and clean up that house. Beautiful, beautiful play. Let's check our units tab and see where we're at economically. Notice that. Oh, wow. And there it is. GG. We are not going to go any further. Looking at the units tab, you can see why. 18 probes. ToXSiK in a commanding position there. It was wonderful play. Game 6 going to ToXSiK, and that is it. 4 games to 2. ToXSiK taking this win in this best of 7. Congrats to him. I will be giving him a single dollar. I promised the winner $1 here, so hopefully he'll enjoy that dollar. But thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. You know what? Thank you so much to ToXSiK and Giraffe for giving us a nice show match like that, letting us in on that scrimmage there. And we will hope to see these guys playing again in the future very, very soon. But go check out Giraffe's website, AoWGiraffe.com. Get some training from that guy. He is phenomenal. Check out Clan Art of War. ToXSiK and Giraffe are there, as well as many others who are phenomenal players. They've really got a great group of guys there. AoW Clan, so go check it out. But thanks again so much. We will talk to you guys and hopefully have some more fun things to do here in just a little bit. Looks like we're going to go into a Giraffe versus Amplify, so we'll see you guys in just a bit.